This is a continuation of my playthrough of the Utah Beach scenario of Day of Days from the Standard Combat series. And at the end of June 7th, you can see this first picture shows the airborne troops attempting to consolidate. And on the right-hand side of this picture is the 101st Airborne, and they're trying to get organized. And then more toward the center of the picture, along that major route, you have the 82nd Airborne. And then finally, this next picture shows the 82nd Airborne in Amterville and Picoteville, and they're just a little bit to the north of Ladeuve, the river Ladeuve. What we also see here is the German 352nd Infantry Division trying to defend this area. Then we go on to June 8th, and in this first picture we're seeing the 101st Airborne consolidating and then pressing up along the river, headed for Carentan. And then in this next picture we see the 4th Infantry Division with the 12th, the 22nd, and the 8th regiments are advancing north into the German position, which is defended by elements of the 729th Regiment. Then we go to June 9th, and in this picture we're seeing the 101st Airborne Division, and it has pushed the Germans across the river here. And then just to the north we can see the progress of the U.S. 4th Infantry Division. Then moving to June 10th, we have the 101st Airborne, which is up against the 6th Fallschirmjäger Regiment. And you can see in the picture the Germans are still holding some key bridges along the river crossing, protecting Carentan. However, the artillery barrage is slowly weakening those positions, and on the right-hand side you can see at one of the crossings there is a disorganized stack of German units. In this next picture we see in the north the 4th Infantry Division is continuing to move toward Edmundville, which is defended by a fairly strong German force, and we can see the German 922nd Regiment as well as elements of the 920th and the 921st that are protecting this area. Then we go on to June 11th, and the situation changes fairly drastically for the 101st Airborne. What you see in this picture is the 37th SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment, which has now arrived and planted itself in Carentan. And the 101st was just not quick enough to get across the river. Although you do see elements of the 501st that has crossed the river, they just didn't get to Carentan in time. We also see in this next picture a German Kampfgruppe. Gruppe is covering this area along the railroad track near Saint-Jour. In this next picture we see the 82nd Airborne, and their advance is pretty much ground down to a halt in the western sector, and you can see they're just a little bit outside of Amterville, which is on the left-hand side of this picture. In this next picture we do see the 4th Division, which is continuing to progress in the northern position, and you can see the Axis forces are starting to become worn down in this area. Then we go to June 12th. In this next picture you can see, I believe we have the U.S. 4th and 9th Infantry Divisions, and they're continuing to press in the north. And the problem is the U.S. is being hampered by supply problems. And in addition, the 101st Airborne has not yet been able to seize Carentan. Then in this next picture, we see the U.S. 90th Division, which is now relieving the 82nd Airborne's left flank along the river. And we have a company of the 100th Panzer, I believe it's under that disorganized marker, which is under siege in the village of Biseville, La Bastille. The clear weather that we've had has allowed a maximum effectiveness of the Air Force bombardments, which is really helping the cause here. Then we go to June 13th, and here in this picture you can see the U.S. 9th Division is slowly flanking the German position on the north, and way over in the top right-hand corner you can see that there's a couple of German units up there that are now out of supply. In this next picture you can see that the 101st Airborne, along with some of the core assets, are finally across the river in force. However, Carentan is still being held by the 17th, I believe, SS Panzer Division. We now go to June 14th, and in the picture shown here you see the 101st Airborne is starting to get close to taking out Carentan, and most of the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier has been disabled, at least momentarily. You see all those disorganized markers. In the next picture we'll take a look at the north here, and we see the German troops have now fallen back to Montabaur, and they are being hunted down by the American infantry divisions. Then we move on to June 15th, and here finally the Americans take control of Carentan with the 101st Airborne Division. The U.S. 4th and 9th Infantry Divisions are depicted in this next picture, and they are not making enough progress, as you can see. And this game comes to an end in what would be called a marginal German victory. This last picture, I'm just going to show you the dead pile from this playthrough of the Utah Beach scenario. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.